was good, yeah? Yeah. So like on this video, guys, I wanna share with you some important insight about the this video game analogy, right? Or a video game explanation that will help you to understand what spirituality is, right? Because a lot of people, they like to make it seem like it's supernatural, but it is supernatural, of course, but like supernatural. It is natural, but it's supernatural, you understand? If you can't get the tone, then you're probably just not spiritually inclined enough already. So what I want to share with you, right, is an insight that I've discovered through just my history of playing video games, right? Not now, just way back then, right? And when I connected with the things that I've been learning recently, right, I realized that, okay, this video game analogy, it shows that like we have all the information, we have all the knowledge that there could be, but we have to, like all these people say, go within, right? Within. So I want you to understand what is that within, right? So now, smoke break with hippie soul. Yeah, that's what's up, my G. So like, if you're wondering why I'm not popping up the flashlight or whatever, it's because I don't want to have eyesight problem, you check. So, but already you can see what's happening, so it's not important, right? But think about it this way, right? You know those games that are like open field games, like Battlefield, like Fortnite, games like that you have to fight in an area, right? And that area just becomes smaller and smaller, right? As you continue to fight your way to the top, right? So now, that's what spirituality basically is. But I want us to get to the nitty-gritty examples, right? So that you can understand. Because look at it this way. You playing the game, right? Let me say you have a controller with you. And you are playing a game, right? You have a controller with you, you are playing a game. So now, having that controller, right, makes you the spirit, right? The hold of the control is the spirit. So now, as you play, you're gonna have to customize your player. You have to customize your player, aka make your own character, right? And then once you make your own character, right, and then you can see, okay, boom, here's my character, and this is how my character fights, right, in this war. You can actually weigh it up to say, okay, this character can be defeated by this character, just based upon how they are visualizing themselves, right? or how they are created by the spirit, aka the controller of the game controller, right? So now, like I said, as a spirit, you are what? You are the control holder. So you are the player, the external player, not the internal player, right? The internal player is you. The physical you is your internal player. You understand? And then your external player is your spiritual you, your higher self. That's why people, they always say, go towards your higher self, become your higher self. It's because why? They know that, like, or they have the resonance to figure it out, that when you move to the side of your higher self, the sensations that you get, right, they make you realize how big you actually are in the universe, and that you are bigger than the universe. That's why they call it the higher self, right? So now your lower self, it's you, what's being controlled, the player that's in the game, in the screen, right? The player that's being controlled inside the game, that's you here. And you spiritually is the you that's playing the game, that's playing the character. Like, you understand? So now, you, right, the control holder, who's customizing the player or the character that you want to play with, you have to choose how you're gonna make your character, right? You can make it just a fucking goofy, weak, lame character, right? Or you can make it a strong, influential, great example kind of character, just like The Sims. But The Sims is like not even on those frequencies, you understand? But like the basic idea that you have to understand, right, is just the fact that you customize yourself, like a car. That's why I'm making an example with these video games, right? Like Fortnite, PUBG, Battle Royale, all those battlefield games. Those are the perfect games to understand the spiritual nature of reality as a whole. To say, okay, life is like a game, right? A video game, a simulation, where you project your higher self into its smallest quality, right, or quantity. Project your higher self, which is large, into its smallest, lower, lesser quality, singular quality, so that it can be expressed in that singular quality together with others, right? But now, when you do this, and you don't have the knowledge that, okay, I am actually customizing my character in real time, then you're gonna play a chaotic game. You're gonna always play a losing game. So now I want you to think about it a little bit, right? Try to visualize you playing a game, right? And designing your character, designing your player, making your player take a head off, or you can put a head on, it doesn't matter, but your character should be a strong individual. Understand? So that when you drop into the game and you start to play, you won't blame the controller, aka you won't blame the spirit, right? No, you won't blame the body, because the controller is the body, and then the spirit is like the mind, right? What is controlling the body, which is what? The control holder. So if your spirit is low or weak, then your gameplay is gonna be slow or weak. But if your spirit is strong and fast, then your game is gonna be strong and fast. AKA, you're gonna be able to manifest faster the things that you want, or you're gonna be able to realize things in real time before even others realize them. You understand? You're gonna become like a predictor, a fortune teller type shit, because like you understand the character that you're playing with, and you know how you designed it, you know. That's why we become what we think about, because what you think about is the character that you are, right? That you are playing. It could be a strict person, it could be a very friendly person, it doesn't matter. As long as it makes you happy, you know. But again, when we start to talk about happiness, a lot of people get lost into feeling sorry for themselves, and then they think that's happiness, right? But that's not happiness, because happiness is doing, not even doing, being something that you love. That's happiness. It's being something that you love, and then by doing that, you're gonna reflect or attract everything that you are being, which is love. Unless you become a hateful person, and then you start to attract hate, you know. But the best example that I can make about our spiritual natures is that it is exactly as you can visualize a video game, right? A battlefield video game. You create your character, you give him the tools, you give him the location to go and fight in, and the partners that are gonna work with him, the squad, the team, aka the soul group, right, that are gonna work with. So now, spiritually, as a spirit, after you create your character, right, from a higher degree, and then it starts to develop here on the lower levels, right, and becomes a sperm and a seed and whatever. And then it grows, right, starts to go through a lot of experiences. Then that character starts to develop what we call consciousness. Think about it. So the character was there, right? You might lose it somewhere along your life, but it's always there. So now, but something will always happen that will always remind you of that character, right? The initial character that you've created when you come here, aka your higher self, right? Which is what people are promising you that you're gonna connect with, but it's merely a connection. It's just a realization to say, okay, if my life, right, is a video game, right, then why can't I just create the character that I want? And creating the character that you want is just going back into the initial character that brought you here, you know. So which people call your higher self, right? But it's that character that brought you here. And you can always change the signature of that character, aka the energy of that character, right? And once you change the character, the energy of the character, right, then the character itself changes. So you have to think about the energy of the character itself. Is it low or high, or too extreme, or less sufficient? You know,